Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. Today, as you can tell by our puzzle background, we're doing something involving food. You can probably also tell by the title of the video. But we're going to be making some candy sushi. And basically where I got this idea from, I have no idea where I actually originated from, but when I was younger, my sister and I would make this all the time. It's basically a sugar bomb, like really sweet version of sushi made with Rice Krispies and fruit roll-ups and whatever candy you want to put in it. So if you want to make this at home and take a picture and put it on Instagram and tag me, I'll put my handle up here and you can tag me in that. I'm actually pretty excited to make this because I have my list of video ideas and this has been on there for a while and I was finally able to go out and buy the supplies. So let's just get started. So for the materials, you will need Rice Krispie treats, homemade or store-bought, whatever, fruit roll-ups. I got the gay ones because it's Pride Month, but you can use whatever ones you want. Usually I use Twizzlers, but I got the sour ones just so maybe it would cut down on the sweet a little bit. And you can't have sushi without fish, so I recommend getting the Swedish fish also as a filling. And then for your tools, you probably will need some scissors and some cling wrap or alternate parchment paper probably would work better, but this is what I have. A knife. What do you have? A knife. And a rolling pin, or I'm using just my heavy water bottle because it's round and it will work for the same thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is have my cat jump on the table. I'm going to take out some of my materials and open all my boxes, so I'll see you after that. I feel like these got smaller since I was younger, but we'll see. I'll get 2 out just in case we need more. And you can make as many as you want, but I advise against making a ton because they are very sweet and you'll be sick of them. If you have like an adult palate, this is not for you. So one thing I forgot to do was put the cling wrap down so that nothing will stick to my surface. I hope it doesn't attract cat hairs. That would be the worst. Okay, so here's the cling wrap. It's fairly small, but I am only rolling one of these at a time. So once you have your paper or cling wrap down, we're going to just put one of these down like this. Don't eat that. Cover it up with the other side and roll it out with your rolling pin. It's very crunchy. Okay, so I'm thinking that this isn't going to be enough, as I said, so I'm going to add the other one on the side next to it. Hopefully they will join together. I'll move this over. Put this one here. Because they kind of only expanded upward instead of outward, so get it as close as we can. I've been watching Nailed It on Netflix, and it's essentially like Pinterest Nail It or Fail It, and oh boy, that show is so entertaining, but sometimes you just want to like yell at the screen. And there's this one guy in a recent episode that I watched. He couldn't bake a cake to save his life, so he just put like mounds of Rice Krispies and acted like it was the cake, and he just frosted that. And needless to say, the judges weren't very impressed with that. Okay, so now that I've got this rolled out, I'm thinking we're gonna roll it going this way. So I'll put the toppings on in the middle, but before we do the toppings, we have to get our fruit roll up and unroll it. Is that like rolling it down? If it's a roll up, or you're doing it, undoing it. And then, let's see, so if we're rolling it sideways, then I would want the stripes to be, yeah, this way. That would be the way I want them. So I'm gonna put that on here, press it down. It should stick just fine. Again, this is like all sugar, so yeah. And then we're gonna flip it over. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the extra stuff off because we don't want sloppy sushi rolls. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to go in with scissors and fix that up, but I want it to be neat because it's gonna look pretty for the thumbnail, right? Okay, so that cut through here. I'll just go over it all again and save that for a snack later if you feel up to eating it. I'm actually gonna leave this flap on here in case it needs to overlap. Smart, good idea, Beck. Just trying not to cut the cling film because I don't want to ruin my puzzle. Okay, so I think that's all of it off of there. So now what we're going to do is put our fillings in on this side because essentially we're gonna fill it up. It's gonna be kind of thick. It's gonna be a thick boy. We're gonna fill it up with our licorice or like straw type candy and our fish candy. Ta-da. Oh gosh, now what kind of colors do I want to put? And I know they're not gonna entirely fit. So if we have the red fish, green complements red, so we can put that one in. And then I think I'll do blue as well. I don't know what exactly blue could represent if it was real sushi. Like I can see how green would be some type of vegetable and the fish is kind of like a pinkish color. But you know what? We're not here for realism. We're here to have fun. So I'm gonna just cut those so they fit better. Like this, and then I'll go ahead and put my fish in there. I gotta get rid of this sour stuff. Okay, so we have our blue and green in there. Let's get our fish out because you can't have sushi without fish. I personally disagree with that. I don't like eating fish sushi. I've only ever had like the fish kind once or twice, and it doesn't get along with me. But I've had like chicken in sushi, like in a roll, and people told me it wasn't real sushi, so I guess I haven't had sushi. I don't like sushi that much, but this kind of sushi, I think I like it. So we're gonna start rolling this with the help of the cling film, which is gonna break right when I said that, so it's really not that much help. And then I actually think I filled this pretty sufficiently. Let's see. This is kind of difficult to keep my hands on it. I don't want to trap the cling film in there. Get out. Okay. We're almost there. And then when you go to close it up, if you can see, I left kind of a flap here so that I can squeeze these two ends together like this and then close the flap down on the other side to hopefully make it stick better and hold its shape. And then, just about done, I'm actually going to use the fruit roll-up wrapper because it seems stronger than the cling film. I definitely recommend using parchment paper and not that. But look, you can already see how it looks sushi. And so now we just have to cut it. And I don't have any tips for this. I always end up kind of squishing mine and then just reshaping them later. I think traditionally you make 8 little portions out of one roll, but this is kind of small, so I'm going to try to get 6 and then be done with it. And I guess if you roll it, maybe it'll not cut your paper as much. It looks like, look at that, it looks like a sushi, a rainbow sushi. Okay, so I'm going to finish cutting these up, then I will get the plate to put them on and show them off. So yeah, these look kind of janky right now. I'm gonna go ahead and reshape them and find which side is their best side for displaying and thumbnail taking purposes. Like for example, the ends, it's kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like in there. So I'm gonna use the side that got cut as the top side. And now I just need some chopsticks and a plate, and we can eat them. Okay, so here's my plate. I want to clear this out for a second. I got my chopsticks. We're going to, I know it's kind of dumb to move them with my hand when I just got chopsticks out, but you know, I do what I want. Organize them so they look nice. And when I made my candy corn on the cob video, I had a yellow starburst as butter on top, and for this I'm going to use a red one to make ginger. I would have used a pink one, but I don't have any pink ones left, so please forgive me. I'm going to make some ginger for the side. So yeah, and I'm basically just going to squish this until it turns into a blob. Okay, and there's my ginger, my sad excuse for ginger. And chopsticks. Time for going at my shot. So here is what the final product looks like. It's kind of hard to see with my current lighting, but the way that I put the fruit roll up on with the stripes, it's going vertically, and I think that makes it look kind of cool. And if I say so myself, I think I did pretty good rolling it to a decent thickness, and it looks similar in size to real sushi. We have the ginger as well, which I kind of just manhandled for a little bit. But yeah, so that's the sushi, and now we're gonna do a taste test. I'm gonna see if I can eat this all at once, but I don't know if it's possible, so here we go. Okay, yeah, that tastes exactly how I remember it. The sour part kind of gets overwhelmed by the sweet of all the fruit roll-up. This fruit roll-up's really strong, and then the marshmallow crispy treat is also pretty loud in terms of being in your mouth. But yeah, I recommend not making more than this. As you saw, I used 2 of the Rice Krispie treats, and that worked out perfectly to make 6. I don't think anyone's gonna want to eat more than maybe 2 at once of these. So unless you're making them at like a child's birthday party, that could actually be a fun activity, but you're gonna get tired of eating them. They're not gonna be addictive. So I hope you liked this video. I actually really liked making these. It's kind of brought back memories. Ooh, look, that one looks really cool. Memories of when I was a kid making these with my sister. And this ginger. It doesn't even look like real ginger, I don't think, but you know, I tried. So again, if you make these, please tag me on Instagram so I can see. I don't really know why you would, other than just you're really curious, but it really only takes like 3 or 4 ingredients. And I did this in about 20 minutes, so maybe as an afternoon activity with kids, you could do it. I know it's summer, so kids might be home more, but then again, if they're home, you might not want to give them a bunch of sugar, so they'll be running around all day. But you know, if you want to see more videos that I make with food and other art materials, you can subscribe to my channel. And to leave me a comment, tell me if you would try this or not, because I'm curious. It's very sweet. I just want to know if people are up to the challenge. They keep sticking to the plate too, so I guess if you make them, eat them quickly. But yeah, so I will see you on Wednesday for another video. Bye bye.